Mutual funds sahi hai. Give wings to your savings. In association with News 18 Network.
In mutual funds for a long time is just not my thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
And why will you not be able to do this with mutual funds? Okay, sorry. I mean, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation, and it seems to me that you folks have some wrong notions about mutual funds.
Listen, my sister is invested in a mutual fund and she's been advised to stay invested for a minimum of 5 to 10 years, which is a long time.
Well, that's because she must have invested for a long-term goal, and therefore she planned her investments in that fashion. But now, if your objective is different and if you want your investments to, say, have liquidity, you can look at other types of mutual funds. For example, you could look at ultra short-term funds.
Oh.
Okay, so let me explain. Ultra short-term funds are a type of debt fund that help in achieving short-term goals. Now, typically in terms of the risk-return profile, they are a little lower than, let's say, short-term funds. But the advantage that ultra short-term funds have is that they allow you liquidity and you can exit in a short period of time with very limited volatility in terms of your returns. And that's because they invest in short-term debt instruments.
So like liquid funds.
Well, liquid funds would typically invest in debt instruments that have a residual maturity of less than 91 days. But for ultra short-term funds, typically invest in debt instruments that have a residual maturity between 91 days to all the way up to 6 months.
What about the returns?
Well, if all goes well, one could see potential returns that are higher than fixed deposits. But remember, investments are always subject to market risks.
Super, yeah, that's so cool. Matlab, I can still buy that phone.
Well, probably you can, but remember the golden rule.
Yeah.
Always check with your investment advisor before making your investments.
Always.
If you don't mind, I too have a query.
Why not? Finally, I'm getting a chance to show people how they can invest for their goals. So bring it on.
A mutual fund scheme is not a deposit product and is not an obligation of or guaranteed or insured by the mutual fund or its AMC. Due to the nature of the underlying investments, the returns or the potential returns of a mutual fund product cannot be guaranteed. Historical performance when presented is purely for reference purposes and is not a guarantee of future results. Investors should consult their financial advisors if in doubt about whether the product or scheme is suitable for them. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.